going on, guys? This is Carl of the Racerred channel. We are entering Custer, Idaho. It's a little ghost town. They have it set up like a museum where you can walk from house to house, building to building. They have a blacksmith there and a saloon. It's pretty sweet. And this is a dredge that was brought in the late 1930s right here. This is all part of kind of the mining town. We're not to Custer yet. Lots of people come by to visit this stuff though. 1940 to 1952 is when it operated. Got enough gold to make a 2-foot brick square, which doesn't seem like that much, but that's a ton of gold. That dredge was pretty cool. They have buckets on there all the way up. It's like a chainsaw, and each of those buckets detaches from it, but they weigh a ton each, which is insane to me. That's so much weight. 2 foot by 2 foot square, which was $1.2 million worth of gold back in 1950, which means they've got many millions of dollars worth of gold in today's dollars. Kind of reminds you the value of gold and how rare it is, because that thing operated from 1940 to 1952, 12 years, and it only got 2 by 2 foot square of gold. All right, entering the town of Custer, a little ghost town, mining community. Kind of set up like a museum. They've got all these little signs around. It's got a path. Everything's numbered. Empire Saloon. A little refreshment with some girls. They had some ladies there at the saloon. You could probably get yourself a beer and a hooker. At least 5 saloons were in operation at the time. The Empire Saloon was originally near the General Custer mine, but was later moved to this location and converted into a home. For a period of time, Dr. Charlie Curley maintained his office and drugstore in the front area, while his family lived in the back 2 rooms. Five saloons?
Holy cow.
This place was way bigger back in the day.
Well, you can see those little holes in the ground. Those were all buildings.
Everybody looks so old back then, but they're all probably... That guy looks young. This place was a happening town. Look at all those buildings. Family tragedy. Snow slides were common during the winter months, but none so tragic as on February 2nd, 1890. At 8 p.m., the steam whistle on the Custer mill shrieked the alarm, alerting the town of treacherous slides. One slide crashed down Bald Mountain and flooded the Nels Johnson home with snow. Plucked it from the foundation, spun it around, and sent it sailing across the Yankee Fork River. Townspeople frantically searched for the occupants, Nels, Mary Johnson, and their 3 young daughters. The parents were pulled to safety, but Olga, age 10, Annie, age 6, and Josephine, age 4, were killed. Other snowslides prevented burial in the Bonanza Cemetery, so the girls were laid to rest here. What the heck? Jenny Smith, Mae Dillon, Lita Pfeiffer, Stella Mavity, and Emma Mellon think themselves smart. They put them little kids up to that. And if that Sade Smith bothers me, I will pound the stuffing out of her. Also Gladys, Annie, and Josie. This note was found more than 80 years after it was written. It doesn't say who wrote that note, though. From horses to horsepower. In the town of Custer, ice houses and root cellars stored meats, vegetables, and other perishables. Ice was harvested during winter months, covered and layered with sawdust, and stored for use during summer months. Wow. One of the finest houses in Custer was designed for comfort. In 1904, the Mackenzie family was one of 3 families from Custer to attend the World's Fair in St. Louis. They sought rest, refreshment, and entertainment. At least 5 saloons were in operation at one time. You could get yourself a drink and a hooker.
How many people were here at one time?
Oh, it just said there's 5 saloons open at one time. Population, I don't know. It must have been a lot.
Yeah, this was a hand truck, probably. I mean, looks like me.
No rubber wheels on anything, it was all metal. Homemade sled. Huh.
They had refrigerators back then?
Oh, yeah.
That's handy.
Well, that guy from the future did.
Don't go. Nobody got to go in his house.
Nope.
He had a freezer. He didn't need sawdust.
He had AC in his house and everything. Custer Jail. The jail at Custer seldom housed a criminal and was unique in its construction. The walls were 2 foot by 6 foot, lumber laid flat on top of each other, similar to log buildings. The floor and ceiling had the same size boards laid on edge. 1 small barred window and a steel door completed the building. The jail was very strong and well insulated for the cold weather. In later years, when used as a home, a woodshed was added to the side. A porch across the front and a wooden door replaced the original iron door that became a walkway in front of the front porch. Oh, that's a heavy door. Oh my gosh. That is so heavy.
This was the guy who welded everything together, right?
This is the place where everything was fixed. Turn around, find a smaller building in town. There you will find a muffin tin that you cannot do any baking in. Sounds like a riddle for a geocache. Firing order 153624. The Chevrolet
Oh, yeah.
emblem. Everything's got the Chevrolet emblem on it. That does too.
But there actually weren't very many families here. It's all single men.
Oh, really?
This is a rare family home.
No wonder they had hookers at the saloon. All single men. The fortunes of Custer's residents rose and fell with the success of the mill. Low-grade ore and failing machinery caused the mill to close in 1888 and brought a depression to Custer. So basically the mill deteriorated and that's when they quit. Pfeiffer, that was one of the kids that other kid wanted to beat up.
Gladys.
Yep, Gladys.
Gladys was one of them.
Yep.
This is
name of the knee girls that were picking up?
Charles managed the Pfeiffer store for his uncle and later worked as a gold and cleanup man at the General Custer Mill. As the family increased in size, a kitchen and bedroom were added to the family home. The roof shingles are made of flattened cans. Families in Custer were not an oddity, but certainly weren't the norm either, as most miners and the supporting merchants were single men. Lots of history here in Custer. Used to be pretty happening town for sure. The only reason they quit was because the mill had a bunch of failures. Pretty much just wasn't profitable by 1902 to keep the town running. Yankee Fork residents found few comforts and many hardships due to their remote location. Snowslides, work-related accidents, and disease combined with the lack of medical services created a difficult lifestyle. Evidence of this isolation is the tragic story of young Julian Riley Thompson. At the age of 3 months, Julian began to show stress at feeding time, which often led to convulsions. Relief came when the mother immersed him in warm water. As a result, a kettle of hot water was always on hand. On one occasion, the child's seizures rushed the mother to the kettle only to find it empty. A visiting friend mistakenly used the water to rinse dishes. Panicked, the mother ran into nearby McGowan Saloon. Finding the hot water she searched for, she returned to her child only to find it was too late. 7-month-old Julian Riley Thompson was buried on April 18, 1881. When travel to the main cemetery at Bonanza was difficult or impossible, people were buried here at the Custer Cemetery. Age 55 or 60. It says overdrunk. That's the official diagnosis. So apparently Bonanza is further up. But when people couldn't be buried in Bonanza because it was too harsh, they would bury them here. So I don't know how far away Bonanza is.